So if you have played Marvel Rivals for any amount of time, you may have come across some of their more risque skins that sometimes seem to cause a little bit of a discourse among the communities. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a little yap session here where I just talk about the Goonerbait problem. So yeah, this one's gonna be off the cuff, unscripted, completely off the dome. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive on into Goonerbait Gate. Yeah, so like I said, if you played the game for any amount of time, you have noticed that a lot of the female characters in the game end up getting skins that, even though they are comic accurate, I do know that like majority of these skins that get released are based on a comic skin. There is a small vocal minority of people that usually have a problem with these skins because they consider them, you know, over-sexualized, degrading to women, and just misogynistic overall. And honestly, I can see where they're coming from, but respectfully, I gotta disagree. Not disagree that the skins are over-sexualized. They definitely are hyper-sexualized. Yeah, that's definitely that's not even debatable. I won't even try to fight back on that one. I do disagree that it's a problem though. I get it. When a game has female characters who are all just over-sexualized and the whole kind of design of the game is just women there to be ogled, and the female characters don't really provide much to the story or the night. Even if they are the main character, they just don't have much substance as a character. I feel like that doesn't apply to Marvel Rivals, right? Because a lot of the female characters, especially the ones with these revealing outfits, are some of the best characters in the game. You have Psylocke, who, if you can aim with her and use her kit, she is a beast and will just utterly dominate lobbies. You have Invisible Woman, which is one of the best healers in the game, I would argue. Coming up soon in Season 2, we have Emma Frost, which obviously we don't have any hard data on how good she's going to be, but looking at her kit, she does seem like she's going to be a meta tank going forward. And then you have female heroes who don't have as sexualized skins, but you know, are still in here with a little bit of like tight skin tight clothes and stuff like that. Their curves are really accentuated. You got Cloak and Dagger, but also Cloak and Dagger is the best healer in the game, like probably literally the best healer. You have Luna Snow, who's probably the second best. Those two probably, you know, go back and forth between who is the best and who isn't. You have Storm, who's also a really good DPS hero now after her buffs. And so yeah, you have skins that are revealing, and you have skins that have skin tight clothing and show off characters, you know, the female characters' curves and body more than some people might like. But these are also really good characters. Like, they're the actual design of the character's kit and how they're supposed to be used in battle. It makes them some of the top meta picks. So it's not just like the devs are just like, oh, here's this half naked skin for this character that's meh, but you know, at least you can play with her butt cheeks out, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like the skins are just there without a little bit of, you know, the character carrying themselves as well. The skins, to me, are kind of like a cherry on top. They're fan service to the utmost degree. And I don't have a problem with that, especially in a game like Rivals, where the game is about superheroes, okay? Superheroes are supposed to be the tip-top peak of human physique. We're supposed to want to look at a superhero and be like, shit, I want to be like that. I want to be like that. I want to be with that. I want to be that. You know what I mean? Like, you are like that. The superheroes are supposed to be, you know, they're supposed to catch your eye. And now I've seen arguments that are like, you know, well, the male characters aren't sexualized, or the male characters aren't in as risque of an outfit. And it's kind of just like, yeah, I get that, I do, but like, you have to be realistic with yourself. How logical do you think it would be for them to just have like a skin of Captain America in an American flag thong bikini? If they did do that, I wouldn't even care, to be honest. I would be like, cool, that's whatever, that's fun, that's a fun skin, that's cool, that's funny. But it's just like, that isn't the norm, right? Like I just said, superheroes are supposed to be the pinnacle of what people consider to be athletic and attractive and, you know, powerful. And it's like, if you look at society, the beauty standards for men are typically not standing in a thong bikini. Of course, people do like that, and like I said, if it came out in the game, I have no problem with it. In fact, I think a lot of men wouldn't even care. They would just look at the skin, be like, huh, funny skin, bro, and keep it pushing. And I actually think that a lot of men would probably buy and use the skin as a meme, right? Because it's kind of funny, like Captain America in a thong bikini. How often do you get to see that? I'm definitely gonna play in that. That's hilarious, right? And honestly, I don't even think that's something that's out of the realm of possibility. I think that we could very likely get skins like that for the male characters probably in time. You know, like if in the summertime we might have like a beach day type of theme where both men and women characters get beach outfits, and there have been a few comics where male superheroes put on speedos and go to the beach. It's not unheard of, it's just not a very common thing that you see, right? But yeah, honestly, in my humblest opinion, I think that these skins are fine, especially in this game. Like, I understand and I actually kind of agree. Like, if every single game that comes out has to objectify women and put them in super skimpy outfits all the time, then it kind of gets a little bit like, okay, like a little cringe. Let's have some balance here, right? I'm all about balance, to be honest. I like games that have women in just modest, regular outfits that they would be in. For example, Dragon's Dogma, I think, is one of these where they might have some outfits that show skin or whatever on their female characters, but it's not the goal. It's a lot of the outfits in Dragon's Dogma and the build of the women characters in that game is a very more realistic and toned down. But we're playing a game, a hyper stylized game with superheroes that isn't really leaning too hard into the story and role play aspect of it. It's supposed to be a hop in, boom boom boom, lights, camera, action. Things are really high paced and super overstimulating. So obviously you're gonna have designs that are gonna follow suit with that. So that means that these hypersexualized skins are they fit in with what the whole aesthetic and energy is for Marvel Rivals. Now, if this was in, like I said, something like Dragon's Dogma, it might feel a little bit like just hammed on, because that's not really the world that Dragon's Dogma is really presenting to us. I also just think, you know, honestly, more people like this than not. Like, unfortunately, if you're one of the people who have a problem with the over-sexualized skins in Marvel Rivals, the Gooner skins, I'm gonna call them the Gooner skins. Yeah, the Gooner skins, if you are one of the people who have a problem with Gooner skins, you gotta realize that you're in the minority, not even just among the male player base, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of the female player base probably enjoys these skins too. Obviously, maybe not for the same reason that the men enjoy them, but for similar reasons. Like I said, when you're playing a superhero, you want to be a superhero. If you were to ask probably 100 women to create their perfect fantasy superhero heroine, I'm pretty sure a good percentage of them would make what would be considered a risque or a sexualized, or, you know, a character that is attractive and might wear either skin tight clothing or a little bit revealing clothing, because women like to feel pretty too. And when they play characters, they kind of like to up that. They like to do the same thing men do when we power fantasy, when we power trip in games. And, you know, you build your self-insert, but you make them super buff, you make them super badass, you give him a scar on his face that you know that if you had in real life, you'd probably never want to go outside ever again. But for him, it's cool because he's a warrior fighting dragons and shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, at the end of the day, I don't see a problem with the Gooner skins. Honestly, most of us are Gooners. I'm gonna tell you, that's the truth. Whether people want to admit it or not, we've all gooned at least once or twice. Some of us more than others, and I don't see a problem with that. I don't understand the whole stigma. People are like, oh, Gooner, Goon Squad. You know, I don't care. Yeah, call me a Gooner. That's what I do.
What did he say?
I mean, okay, hold on. Let me pull that back. I mean, that sounded a little neurotic. That's not like what I do on a regular basis. But you know. We all humans out here. We be gooning sometimes. We goon up, okay? We goon up, goon down, goon squad, goon. And so I just think that this discourse that happens almost every time one of these skins pops up is just like, it's pedantic, if that's even the right term to use here. But it's a little pedantic to me. It's like you're playing super stylized, hyper stylized superhero fantasy game. The comics or the skins are based on the comics, and I know that doesn't really matter to people because, like, the comics shouldn't have done it in the first place, etc., etc. You know what? The great thing about a lot of these skins is that they're not the default skin. So if you don't like the skin, don't buy them. Now, of course, you have the problem of seeing other people use the skin in games. If that's really an issue to you, I mean, hopefully maybe one day NetEase will implement a feature where you can just toggle on or off other people's skins, because that's the only fix around that. But I think that people who are really offended by this or who go online and have these big ass debates and threads that I see on Twitter. I don't know if I'm gonna put any of those in this video because I kind of wanted this video to be really low maintenance, just like I said, just a yap session off the dome. No super thought out research kind of put into this. So I don't know what effects I'm gonna putting on screen or what references I'll be showing y'all. But yeah, I just think that it's kind of like it's a moot point because it's just like that's what people play this game for. They play it for fan service. We're playing it to be our favorite superheroes, see them in their best, sometimes most revealing outfits. And yeah, I think it's fun. I think majority of people like it. I think even some of the people who say that it's a problem and they seem to have an issue with it, I think somewhere they, of course, would not say that, they might not agree with it, but if they see Emma's new skin, I'm sorry, you're gonna look at that as someone who's attracted to women and be like, damn, let's go. Please step on me, throw me. I want you to choke hold me and throw me off the map. I don't even care. Please do it to me, dummy mommy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah. I think I've spewed enough stupidity from my mouth for one day. Moral of the story is, Gooner skins, not a problem. I don't have a problem with them. I can see why some people would have a problem with them. I feel like if you're a person who only wants to play for the Gooner skins, if you only play games to goon, or to if you're one of the people on Twitter who literally think every single video game has to have an attractive woman in it, or a woman that you find attractive, then you are a problem, right? You are the people that I would be like, okay, yeah, you're going a little bit too far, bro. You're in the goon cult. You're in the goon cult. But yeah, like I said, rambling now. I'm gonna hop off of this one. I said my piece. Y'all let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you guys think about the new Emma skin, because I know as soon as I get my hands on season 2, I know where my money is going. Emma Frost, baby, we getting it. We goon up. We goon squad. Like I said, they baited me, and I don't care. I'm proudly gonna goon. With that said, though, y'all know what it is. If you enjoyed this one, go ahead and slap a like. If you did not enjoy it, go ahead down in the comments. Let me know why you hate me. Tell me how stupid I am about my simple-minded man brain making opinions on things that does not concern me. Tell me how I should keep my business out of women's nose, or my nose out of women's business. And if you somehow really enjoyed this mess of a video, go ahead and slap that subscribe button and let me know, because I want to do more yap sessions like this, because I kind of enjoy just talking off the dome and letting my stupid thoughts flow out of my mouth. Anyways, until next time, I will catch y'all later.